to go down. Ardit will clean up all of that. So good heads up plays by Wolfies to pick up the snipe, but the Marauders ultimately enacting their revenge there. And it can be so difficult when you get caught out by them, particularly in the open. The builds that will target those and will try and take them out. You're definitely able to kind of ditch them and get rid of aggro when you're around some of the more natural cover on the map, those houses, the bridges, and the stuff that are nearby. But Vato not going to be happy about that, was trying to get a little bit of a third-party tag there, and Wolfie's punishing him right before he goes down. He says, hey, you're coming down with me, and will also deny a key elimination point that could have gone over to Ardit. So ultimately, he's going to be upset his game is over, but at least he was able to pick up a little bit. And as we can see, he's used to fast starts, placing first with 5 elims in game 1 of Peaks as well. So turn this confidence into something more, as he is over on the northeast side of the zone. Plenty of players around him. However, he has priority on the rotation, but not a ton of materials to really do it. You don't want to be forced to burn those metal and the brick here. We refer to those as the hard materials, because once they get those, they provide that much more defense for you. However, just they're so much harder to get naturally.
モングラル先やばかった。嘘でしょ。意味わかんねえ。なんでそれ当てんの。うわー、見えんかったな今。ギリ。やば。それ当てに来るか。やっぱレベル違えな。気持ち悪い。
At least 74 AR. That's not enough going into an in-game competitive Fortnite game. You definitely want to have a little bit more like Noah Riley here. Again, takes off Mr. Savage and now has the loot to show for it. They got coming in clutch with this loot. He's got this player down.
モングラが倒した。モングラが IQ でめっちゃ頭良かった。
He wants to go aggressive. His instinct is to push in with that crash pad and get the aggressive play, but
クラッシュパッドがすごかったな。カレー入っちまった。俺もカレーのカップラーメン食ってる。初めて食ったカレーのカップラーメン。うまいわ。今からサブじゃん、そう、OK。了解。
Noah's not able to find him. Noah's not able to finish him off. This player continuously layer changing, going up and down in between the builds, and Hydro is just trying to run for their life.
剣張っていく。倒したの？これ倒してるとこ見せてほしいな。オウムシーフード好き。シーフードだけど、やっぱ食っちゃうよねってこと。最近シーフードも食ってないな。これやっぱクラッシュパッドが強いんだ。うん、クラッシュパッドがすごい。これみんなクラッシュパッド持ってもやばいな。行くのそれマジで。あ、負けた。は？嘘でしょ。
On the corner of the walls, you throw it against that corner and it'll end up landing right behind you, and it pushes you forward into the box, but it won't affect the other player, so it'll allow you to line up your shot ahead of time. Most times it'll also put you behind them, so they're not able to play defensively. As Orange trying to play defensively here, comes in and says, hey, you didn't have enough time to reset and get your shields up. I will take all that loot.
And that's the dangers of taking a mid-game fight, is that if you take any damage, you're going to get third parties. Players are going to recognize that shield crack sound, and they're going to move in. But on the other hand, look at Lewick. He took that fight, got out, and now is on the move. But Carrot is setting up an ambush for the shots coming through. Lewick has been cracking. Look at the box separation he just did there from Carrot. I am trying to pass him, and he's the stair with the top is not his. He does get a nice layer change coming out and above, but he doesn't have enough time to pop the big shot. Trying to pop another mini, and he does get it off. And now he's looking for a shot. He needs to put the pressure back on to Carrot. If not, then he's just going to keep running around, and Carrot's finally going to be able to get a shot on him. Carrot decides, you know what? Not worth my time, not worth my materials, not worth my HP. I'm going to disengage.
I'm 50-50 on that. It felt like if Carrot had kind of kept pressing, he might have been able to pick up Letwick, particularly because look at Letwick,
アンチがいるのか。
total builds coming out, but that also means if you
ああ、
are
わざ
able
とア
to
ンチがい
take
るの
him
か。
down, you're not going to necessarily get that much back. You'd only get the 35 total.
場所あ
It's
る。
really not going to be that beneficial unless you're able to rotate cleanly off of it. Both have the crash test, but now you can see fight going on here between Diablo and NXS Z Andy. Z Andy on the back foot here, and Diablo trying to push forward. Somebody we've seen had the capability of playing aggressively.
Diablo
He is above that Storm Surge threshold, so just trying to hunt this player and doing a good job of keeping Zandy on the back foot. Does get the cone replaced, owns both, edits back under.
ああ、やばい。
Zandy able to
ダンス
replace
だと
that stay there. So
みんなクラッシュパッ
Diablo
ド持ってる
just
な。
gonna reset for a second,
やばい
make sure
な。
he's still back up at near that 100 threshold, and then
あ、コメ
Zandy
ントしなくなったね。
pull it down. So good job making
す
sure
ぐ
to
す
pick
ぐ、お
that
前
one
すぐ
up.
絶対
Zandy
コメントしなくなるやん
below
け。
that Storm Surge threshold. Diablo
お前邪魔や
see
ねん。
that
どんな
coming
しちゃ
through
ってん
the
ねん。
Storm Surge
ガ
will
チ
take
で
that
家
over.
側
So
選手
that's
が
what
し
we
てこ
talk about right now. You can see on the right hand side, Diablo is currently 130
武器いい
damage
ね。
above. Zandy was below, which means
残り
he takes
74
that
人。
25 damage every
初
10
動はね、
seconds.
多分どの
It
試合も
also signals
70
to
とか。
Diablo, hey, I can just tag this guy up and then wait, because any damage he does to that player, as long as they go down within a minute, he will still get credit for that elimination. He will still get the
今日
point
部
and
活
can
や。
go
うわ、
over
大変や
and。safely pick up that loot.
That is another aspect of competitive Fortnite that everyone has to think about. That's Storm Surge.
今起きたん
It plays a factor
俺はもう
into
ずっ
so
と
many
起きて
of
る
these。players'
てか、早く
games.
寝ついて早く起きちゃった。
Sometimes they
逆に
forget
ね。
about it
逆にね。
because
うんうん。
they're pumping, they're rolling,
あ、
they
頭お
got
かし
their
くなっ
mats,
た。
they got their ammo, they got their builds, they're in zone, and then they're like,
武器
wait, I
強
didn't
この
tag
人。
anybody this
武
game.
器
I
強
gotta look
す
for
ぎ。
tags.
いいね。安定して
Frenzy
ね。
Machine on the other side above and a good amount above. If you're
フレン
about
ジー
100
フィッ
to
シュ。フィッ
150
シー
above,
誰
you're
だ
looking in
わ
a
かん
good
ない。
spot.
嘘でしょ。
It's
なん
fine.
だ、パッド
Swaps with one
やば。
AR shot. That is what you needed. We saw Thomas H. do that
意
in
味
the
わかん
first
ね
game. Just find any
何
sort
そ
of
の、
elimination that you can,
当たる
far
のそ
away
れ。
or up close. Don't even have to risk yourself
何
getting
人こもっ
tagged
て
up
んね
for
こ
it.
こ。
Beautiful elimination.
5人かな
Yeah,
5
but you
人こもっ
notice
て
how
るわ。
he's
や
doing
ば。
that behind a cone and getting a single wall. That's to avoid
あ、
all of
一
those
人逃げた
hunting
ね。
rifle
いや、いるわ。
headshots that we've seen come out time and time again. You don't want to get a game ender looking for some of those tags to make sure you're safe. But that being said, when we talk about tags and
ベン
going
ジー
through
フィッ
it,
シュ死んだの
that's
かな映ん
generally
ないけど。
meaning you're looking for long range shots, not with the intention of actually trying to eliminate the opponent, but
ベンジー
just
フィッシュ
doing
死
some
んだ。
damage so you're not
え
threatened by the
あ、
storm surge.
もう死んじゃない
As Flowis
レベルが
and
違え。
Froggy puts a
は
prime
意味
example
わ
of
かんな
why
い。
you need a cone in a window and to limit the number of angles you have, because so many
あ、
of
6
these
時ま
top
でスイッ
level
チ
players
開けられるの待ってん
will
の
be carrying
すご
those
いな。
weapons, particularly in EU that is
時
known
間
for
制
their
限
snipes and
かけるの
hitting
嫌だよ
shots.
ね。
Well done from the game number 1 winner who's continuing to roll
やっ
with
ぱ
the
ゲームやるんだ
momentum
ったら
here.
考
Boxed
え、
up next to
時間がないで考
Arctic,
えない
passive
で
over
ゲー
the
ム
side
打ち込み
as
たい
we're
よね。
transitioning now into that mid-game kind of territory as players are starting to get closer and looking for priority in terms of zone number 4.
What an elimination. He needed it too. He only had 2 hunting rifle shots. That first shot,
携帯
he
制限
didn't
されてんの
didn't really have a chance to follow up if it didn't. Very heads up play by Flowis. First place, taking down second place. That is,
確か
hey,
に。
that's pretty good
でし
for
ょ
your mentality.
ゲー
You
ムは
didn't
時
go
間
down
考え
and
ない
go,
で、
hey,
あ、
I
もうこん
could've
なって
not
時間経ったん
gotten
だ
this,
と
so I
思った方
know
がさ、
I'm pretty
なん
secure
か、
there, but we're
それ
still
ほど
pretty
自分が
early
ゲーム
on
好きなんだなっ
into
て、
the game.
改めて思うよね。
Can't really do much.
And it's important to know
俺
when
さ、
they
夏休み
stress
入る
them
前
in
にさ、
Copper Shell how
高校生だ
every
しさ、も
single
う
interaction
青春したいな
matters.
と思っ
Right
て、
there, Flowis
ず
eliminating
っと
his
彼女欲しい、
direct
彼女欲しいっ
competition
て、
right now. The player who's
4
closest
月
to
頃から
him,
ずっと
who's
一緒になっ
able to
て、
pressure up that
して
team,
さ、俺アニメ
who's
結構
able
好きだよ
to
ね。
build up a
ま
lead
あアニメみ
now
たいな恋愛
is
で
going
き
to
ない
be
の、
that
実際。
much more
それが事
substantial
実、
because
事実っていう
effectively
か現
he's
実。
eliminated one of the
ほん
players
と
who
ピエン
can
だよね。
threaten him the most. As now we're on
好き
board
な人
here
もできない
with
しさ。
ADN. We saw him have an amazing run yesterday, pushing in right
そう
there.
だよ、
You
み
can
んない
see
ろいろ
the
抱え
read
て
away
んだ
being
よ。
taken down, and that's such a good push. Fastroki was looking to set up a crash
これなん
pad
て読む
there
おひま。
with that edited cone in his box, but ADN dropped in and then occupied the space, stuck to the AR, and then just used the weapon to close it out. Well
え、
done.
何々なんで浮いてんのなんで浮いてんの誰マジ嫌がせしかしよ。てか、エピックもエピックだよね。もうちょっとさ、こういうとこされないようになんか考えてくんねえかな。頭悪い。
Impact elimination along the way as we're on board here with Ardent. Again, stats are not looking good. Now there is a player's loot there in front of him that
Ne,
he's
めんどくさい、
got
めんどくさい。
from. He's not actually prioritizing picking it up right now. It seems like he's just looking to build and then go for the loot. Mr. X is nearby. Banshee's nearby as well.
もうなんとでもしとけ。
We've got Scram in
見れ
this
る。
game
多
here
分
as
どこ行って
well.
も見れるよ、こ
Andy,
れ。
passive, slick, a lot of players
お前が
still
これ来る
alive.
まで付き合ってあげよ
We talk about Storm Surge. This is a
お前、
threat
く
for
た
Red
ばれよ。
Team.
何、用なしにな
11
ったらすぐ
players
ほっ
to
とくの。
get
く
out.
たばれよ、お
Already
前。
heads up play to get a box.
何
And
ね。
Crashpad's gonna gonna come through, but that's bad for him. Unless the shot shots come through. Gonna go down the aggressive play, not gonna be rewarded. And Arden be rewarded for his
ガチな話彼女出てきた。もういいよ。
Yeah, and you can see the reason why so
もういい
many
よ。
players are fighting right now. Both that storm surge
なんで
and
彼女
trying
出
to
て
get priority. We talk about fourth
マ
zone.
ジ悔し
Look
い。
in the bottom right hand corner. Everyone is looking to box up and stake their claim on as much real estate as possible for when that half in, half out
うまっ。
reveals. You
カ
don't
レー
want
の
to
カ
be
ップラーメンう
sharing
め
a
えな。
spot next to
俺
somebody
カレー最近
as
食ってな
you
か
go
った
to
からよ
rotate.
より
They're
うめえ
looking
わ。
to clear out the players nearby as Arden picks up Flowis there. So 1 and 2 are down. That's going to open up the leaderboard. Tons of players will have an
え、それ
opportunity
勝てない
to
し無理。
charge up. Eyes are now
は
on 10
そ
and
れ
whether
勝
or
つ
not
の
he can kind of extend his lead out there as Arden also picks up Lecce.
意味わかんな
Mongrel
い。
getting scout there in a brilliant job because he's now cleared out all the players on this tarp in that next to half in, half out. The one before moving is pulling directly over to this cluster of players. So Tayson, Benji, Keelix, Wyzip, Mr. X will all be over there sharing the half in, half out with Ardit. They all have priority on everyone else who's rotating into the zone. So they're going to be fighting among themselves to make
アニ
sure
メえぐいよ
they're
な、マジ
safe
で。
and not
アニメ
going
に
to
熱中しちゃうと
ambush
好きな
and
人
then
って
swap
どうでもいい
over
やって
to
な
what
っちまう
Tayson's
もん。
doing now,
俺もなっちまう。
looking to catch the players,
恋愛なんてどう
burning
でもいい
their
やってなっちゃった
rotation,。burning launch pads and crash pads, trying to get into this zone.
And this is very lucky for Tayson because
TikToker の徳川家康見ちゃったら、もう恋愛なんてどうでもいいやってなっちゃった。もう徳川家康がいればいいやと思っちゃった。
to get to these moving zones effectively. He does have the 6 crash pads, but when you start to use those crash pads, you start wasting those builds to box up.
残り49
He needs
人
to。find somebody. As shots come
え、
through, he's
や
not
ば
going to be able to beat
みんな
the
右下の
wall
マ
either
ップ見
just
て。
yet.
この矢印の
Unfortunately,
オフさ
but he did
気持
get
ち
that
悪い。
top 15 placement threshold, which is what a lot of
ウ
people
ジ虫やん。
are playing that consistency. Hey, at least I went down inside of that. Tayson, however, is looking to get aggressive, and I believe
見え
that's
るみんな
on.
こ
I
れ。
think this is
右
Benji.
下のマッ
I'm
プの
97% sure
ウジ虫
Benji
の
is
量。
right nearby. If Benji makes the wrong edit, he goes into a box that's on his. Tayson is going to go aggressive. He's gonna make sure there's gonna be pop. And it's gonna come through. No crash pad and shots coming through.
あ、しょダメ。
And
それはう
Benji's
まい。
gonna go down. Tayson gonna take him
チャ
down.
グスパルな。チャグスパ持ちない
Called
ぞ
it. He was looking for it, waiting for Benji.
クラッチパッド
He
捨てた
heard
ら。
him trying to set up and get some space. Knew he was pressured around the side.
さあ、彼は何を思ったの
Horizontal
でしょう
crash
か。
pad.
悩んで
Entrance
ま
puts
す
him
ね。
behind Benji, cleans it up with the tactical shotgun, and well done. And Ted, the third place
なんか
player on
雑
the
用に使われて
leaderboard
るやつい
for the
る。
last game, going on the high ground right now, has priority position with Enos and Mongrel just below him. Also Floki on the same ground, but we're gonna hop on over to the Become Legends player. He's been playing so well recently, cleaning up the Cash Cup on his birthday. Had a phenomenal performance yesterday to also guarantee him spot here.
あー、ベンジ
He
死んだ
has
くせえな。
priority on this next zone.
ベン
What
ジ死
that
んだく
means
せやった
is he's the closest to where the safe zone has to go past. So as it funnels and
モン
everyone
ぐらい
else
も死んだ
rotates,
くせえ。
they have to go past 10. You do not get to past 10, and you notice
野
he's
菜ジュー
built
ス買ってこ
so
い、了
much
解です。
space around him, so he can't be
明
shot
日、
at in
明日持って
return.
きます、明日。
All of these shots are completely safe, so anything he's able to convert on will turn into points for him here, as another placement point does take over. Now he's not shooting through that wall. That is just one of the
キルログ
graphical issues
見
with
たい
the
けど、
replay.
画
He's
質があんま良
picking
くない
up。tags, but now you can see setting up a crash pad, going to use it to go on the rotation late. They picked up a key elimination onto Wyzip there, as we have our top 35.
この人うまいな、
And
この
it's
人。
such a key elimination because he gets Jules glider
Point
gun, and
him.
now he's got free rotation everywhere. He could win this game. Based
Guys,
off
sorry
that
about that.
elimination, it was such an impact elimination.
お前らが
He
遊
was
ぶ
a
か、
little
だ
bit
バカ。
greedy on that zone. He did get tagged up, but he's still good. Rotation coming in. We do see Sapphic going down, and rotation
お、Thank you
SPs
な。
went down as well. So a lot
ラ
of
ビ
the
ちゃん
big names
何月
are
誕生
out
日な
of
の？
this
え、
game.
もう
But hey,
今
look
月だ、
at
今
this.
月
He is。
俺8
3
月だよ。
alive and take down one
8月
player.
23、
Played
あとちょっと
right
だ
on。top of him. That was a
8
very,
月
very nice
23 ちょうど
elimination
に
on Pablo.
僕の晴れ舞台ステージ0に出るわけですよ。22だったよね。22、23。マジ予選勝ち取るぞ。
He needs to find the outside. He can't be in this cluster. It's really weird to take the grapple gun and then immediately go into the middle because you don't
だから
really
ね、なん
have
か
the ability to
勉
utilize
強になり
it.
たい
That's
な
what
と
we're
思って
looking
こう
for,
いうの見
getting
に来たら
towards the
結構
outside
リアルだ
zone.
ったか
So
ら、
he has more
あ、これ
options
配
there.
信したらよく
Enos,
ねと思って配
teammate
信し
up
た。
on the high ground there, but this is the solos competition, just playing for the same org. You have
みんなさ
Gamer
これ
Legends,
使うよね
Sectors
これ。
there on
なんだ
the
これ
middle
名
as
前。
they take over top 25.
なんだっけ
Another
名前
point
本当に。
going through Enos, running
みんな
through
こ
the
れ
high
使う。
ground. Reason
うま
still
い。
in the match, and you can see
ショットガンだって外しないもんこういう
Target
人たち
there
全
as
員。
top 20
全員ショットガン
takes
外してない
over. Another point
どっちが先に当てるかだけで勝負となっちゃう。
ends up going down. This is looking like a Become Legends top 15 right now, as they have 3 or 4 players still up. But Deceptos trying to find the space, finding a good job,
12はやばい。
carving his way through and making sure that he owns all of the builds on this level.
12
As we
月か。
close in on top 15, bad sniper missing out on a key placement point, and Deceptos looking to try and find a pick on this crash pad.
12月クリスマスもあるからね。いやマジほんとクリスマス前には絶対彼女作ってやる。絶対クリスマスパーティーするんだから。よく行くよね。やばいほんとに。うまい。は美味しいだろうなこのキル。3000プリプリいいかもちろんありがとう。登録者が1000人いてから初めての誕生日でございます。危なっ。これやばいな。5で取る特設で5うまいな。5あ出た。俺が奪いついたら変じゃない。プリマクフロキ気持ちいいクリスマスにちなんだビジュアル地味に下ネタかぶってるね。気持ちいいというかね、楽しいクリスマスを送りたいかなって僕は一番思いますね。はい、楽しいクリスマス。あ、でも結構人少ねえな。いや、これハイゲラ多いな。ハイゲラ魚持ってんのかな。何の映像今の。マジ邪魔なんだけどな。じゃあまあ先頭いてくんね。武器、ああ、キャティだな。キャティハイガー取ってんの。そりゃそうだ、強えな。お、アンチが戦って。ギレって。よくよかそれ。勝ちだよ。あ、キャティ魚持ってなかったですか。あ、食った。おお、うまい。6HP で勝っていきました。タイガーからベクロイ。
The flop was what he needed to pop, and he did do just that. The victory royale gonna be nice. I think maybe able to move into first place after that game. Just
2000のクリスマスってお前うまいこと誰が言うと言ったね。
We're definitely gonna need the analysts to break that one down, so we're gonna send it right over to them here in a moment.
クラスにいたらあげるありがとう。いや、俺はもらえるだけで嬉しい。いいね、こうやってさ、自宅自粛って期間の中でさ、こうやって実況してるって。これエピックの会社の人でしょ、だって。おそらく。いや、違うな、これ実況、なんか、普段実況で活躍してる人たちが集まって実況してんだ。熱いね。すごい熱い試合。めっちゃ滑舌うまいな。滑舌うまいっていうか。ベンジ、あ、ゴーが3位か。今ビッグゲイした人でしょ。7キルしたの。ゴーが8キルか。ベンジフィッシュいなくね。ベンジフィッシュとモンゴルいなくね。麺は麺。じゃあ麺じゃ変だ変。あ、変が2か。変が2、5。いいね、いいとこにお前やったな。お前、それは強い。お前、絵の具つけたと一緒いいね。変と5だな。俺応援してんの。うん、もう時間かかりすぎ。長すぎ。これ10位から攻めないの？ベンジフィッシュがわかんない。ベンジフィッシュと。あ、来た。モンガルが15位、4キルだか。どこヘンリーフィッシー F フィッシーいた。ベンジじゃない。フェンシーだ。ベンジフィッシーどこ？だいぶ下じゃねえじゃん。モンガルが15位でしょだって。It's like a 2-point difference between everyone. They are neck and neck. Become Legend Slicks is here too. Twains are deep. Like all these guys are playing so well, but they're playing well while others aren't. モンガルは多分それよりさ、絶対トリオとかの絶対強いんだよね。今ベンジフィッシュってた。くそしくった。
It's kind of another kind of slow start for Benji, which I think some people are maybe starting to get a little used to. He always rises at the top, but that might be a sign that it's back to, you know, the old Benji of Grand Finals, the one who does get good performances and is in the top 10, top 15, very solid out of 100 players, but not quite that win that he's looking for.
ベンジフィッシュのファンたちもいるから、もっとベンジフィッシュには頑張ってほしいですねっていうのを話してたんだと思う、多分。
Manifesting this win right here, right now.
Yeah, Grand Finals is all about power, and it comes in many different forms. We're starting off with how power struggles on early games that spawn fights and no Savage. They had a big battle.
ベンジフィッシュだ。それ落とすのまさか。素晴らしい。それ落とされた相手のめっちゃナイルだろうな。確かにベンジは頑張ってたけどね、ちょうどうまかったんだよね。1000円あげるけどどうするって聞いたよ。1000円でも嬉しいよ。時間かかるとも何でもいいよ。もらえればそれでありがとうございますです。でも時間かかりすぎはよくない。時間かかりすぎだったらさすがに俺も呆れちゃう。うまいなへも落としてる。
But it might be overconfidence as he pushes a fight against one of the best players in the world. Now we're switching over to Flois, and for him, it's a shift.
Yeah, for him, he was holding power in game number 1.
あ、これもあった。これさっきみたいなのもあった。
Dropping down Froggy, who was in second place on the leaderboards at the time, but holding power sometimes comes with a cost. He loses it over to Advise, and we see one of our new players who are in that second place.
この時に2位まで勝ち取ったのすごい。
Second place for Hen after a very good game number 1.
パッドかな？キーマンだよねでも。あ、パッドだわ。多分パッド。うまい。あ、アンチが1なのか。惜しいね。これ1の人。これ多分1の人。キャティオリが強いんかなやっぱり。キャティが強いんだろうな。
Incarnate, literally just personifying the organization he's on and using this entire endgame as a playground, bouncing people up, shooting them down after all that. Right there. Anas looks so dynamic, and yes, we saw Flois with the hunting rifle, we saw him with the charge shotgun last time, but for me, it was Anas's gameplay, his creativity that really separated him from the pack and showed us his use of power.
And Anas, that's kind of what we were talking about at Caddy Corner last time. We saw Thomas there in a brief moment, but this time it goes down. Kit spawns down at the gas station, and that's where Anas is lurking. He had a good game last time.
いやー、それほどでもボラがあ、俺もう誕生日なんで多分次の試合始まるまでちょっと動くか。まあいいんかい。次の試合始まるまでちょっと動き回ろう。あ、この位置いいね。あ、でもちょっとガス持っちゃう感じか。
I like it. Quick and concise. With that being said, guys, let's throw it into game number 3 here in EU of the FNCS Grand Finals. Casters, we're sending it back your way to get into the action.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Shayo, and Bala. Insightful as always, and everyone is looking to become a legend, but right now the Become Legends players occupying first and second. If you're just joining us, welcome. My name is Sundown, joined here by the fantastic, as always, playstyling. This is match number 3, the halfway point of the EU FNCS Solos Grand Final. And if you're watching at Party Royale and you just dropped in, hit one of those telephone booths.
左上が集まんないね。左上誰も集まんない。やっぱ初動物資良くないと美味しくないんだよな。だいぶ開けもいいよいいよ。30ビッツ。
Caddy Corner on top. That is always a question.
あ、これでもできる。いい。
Right now you can see cutting over the top of the lake with switching over to Anas who's landing over towards the weather station side on Caddy. You can see looking to figure out if he's going to be able to go through, pick up any amount of that loot.
あ、一緒に人だ。
Down in this area, see what's going on.
あ、今回違うとこ行ってんね。
Actually going to have a contestant in, but you can see also a number of players
いや、来年じゃねえか。
just to the southwest of him. So right now,
来年、じゃあいいよ。やってあげるよ。来年まで俺が YouTube やってるかどうかだけどな。やってっかな、YouTube。本当に。YouTube いつまでやるっていうの決めてないからね、そんなもんだと思うけど。
And he's in a very good spot to keep that first place, but him right behind him, we've got to keep our eye on that elimination feed for that come up as well. If Hin only 3 points behind is able to make a play to start to make the ground up, is the deal going to get some nice shots?
武器強いね、そのシャドウか武器の。やばすぎ。
That player up, the nice edit goes
それは勝てるでしょ。
down the edit around as well. He's got him boxed up, but
結構持ってきて、ナイスもつらし。うまい、これモンゴルやつさ、さっき。Oh shit.
That was so smart to outplay Advise there.
Well done picking up Advise there. We talked about kind of the different types of crash pads and then the variations you're able to use. Him jumping up prevented him from falling in. So then when Advise went to exit, the situation got picked up, and now over to Slurpy Swamp. We watched this fight happen last
Benji
time.
Fish
Aggressively pushed Kiriachi, saying, no splitting going on here. This is my side. But Kiriachi now looking to be the predator instead of the prey and closing in on Benji as he's hitting these slurp barrels. So wants to kind of resolve this beforehand, and now box to box. How do two of the best players in the world close out this box fight? Do they look to take each other on, or are they just kind of trying to disengage the situation right now?
さあ、落ちで金体を取って、スラッピーだから、鉄は結構いい感じで揃ってきてる。ただ、バースだからショットガンで仕留めに行きたい。さあ、ここは戦いそうだな。
In this grand finals, they know what to do, especially these two players on the screen right now. Is Kiriachi is going to take some damage there from Benji, who is keeping that pressure up with that rare tactical shotgun, and now needing to find a creative way inside.
てか、あのコードもう使ったの使ってない。まだあるよ。何買っていいか分かんなくて迷ってる今。
Kiriachi is still pushing. This is exactly what we expect from him, and Benji baiting him to drop down. Kiriachi was ready.
食べるっていうのがいいと思うけどね。最近フォートナイトもなんかねって微妙なんだよね。新しいバトルワーク来たからあのバトルワードもいいかなと思って。グランドエスケープだっけ、なんとかエスケープ。あれが面白かったか検証的にだけど、まだ1回しかやってないからね。微妙。
Hearing the action going on, wants to take a peek inside, but he very well knows who's there, and I'm not sure you want to jump on into that pond.
Ah, okay. しゃない。
It's more like getting boxed between two sharks. A rock in a hard place. Pick which one and who's who, because Benji, right now, just again.
ベンチ勝ったか今。勝ってる多分勝ったわ。
How long are we going to burn mats and just sit here and force each other back? Because both of these players are good enough to hold the other off, or at least make them pay for it. If you don't get that initial ambush off of the start, which is why you now see Kiriachi kind of backing up a little bit, making sure he gets some maps before heading
やっぱり面白い。
towards Benji again.
そう、ハイパーエスケープ。そう知ってんだ、麦茶。重いもん多分、プレイ後でも重かったもんやったけど、重いあれ。多分スイッチャー、本当にスイッチャーね、多分本当に、フォートナイトもできないくらい来ると思うから。てか、あれだね、モバイル勢また戻ってきちゃったね。俺は正直ね、モバイルと喧嘩してたエピックあれなんだけど、俺はモバイルっていうか、アップルに勝ってほしかったね。大会とかでモバイルが本当に強いから。そういうのもあったけど、でもね、もし自分が、プレステプレイステーションの会社がソニーの会社がアップルバージョンだったらなんかプレフォがなくなる、プレフォでサービス終了しますってなったらなんか嫌だなって、同じ気持ちになってみたら嫌だなと思ったから、やっぱアップルっていうかモバイル全部悲しいんだろうなと思って。
And a really good job from Seven toward there, baiting Diablo into something that he had owned and then committed to the fight, caught him with the builds out and then following up with the tactical.
そう、モバイルでエイマスとかマジで気持ち悪い。PC パッドでやるからな。
Boxed up right on the edge of zone who would have been able to rain shots down. And again, if you are just joining that, there's the format on the right hand side. You can see first round of
固定の人みたいに言うな。
top 75, next one at top 50. Then it's every 10 players to fall until we reach top 25. Then it's every 5 players.
カーローと。
3. So
なんかおかしくない？
to be making
お
those
ー
end games, but also one
あー、負けた。
person elimination as
もうエイムが意味わかんね
Phoenix there will also
え。はこれ勝ってんのってところで勝ってくからな、予想を超えて。みんなそんな感じだから、すげえよ、本当に。レベルがちげえ。あ、じゃあね、オッケーオッケー。めぐちゃんまた来てください。おやすみ。どのみち50分以内に終わると思ってるから、3時50分頃。な、イブさんいらっしゃい、久々イブさん。いや、僕早く寝すぎて早く起きちゃったんですよ。だから FNCS 観戦します。ガイもしてんな。あるでって。バイてないバイてない。いや、敵体力ないな、そんなに。あー、出ちゃったんそれ。まあ、それ倒していくか。すげえ。時々モバイルやってるけど、サブアカ結構エイムいいやつをタイマーする気、エイムマスター楽しむ。マジででもエイムマスター外したら、それは、あれだよ、エイムがもういいとこで。ペイペンの使い方でも考えておくんだな。奥だなも置くんだなもう。これさっきも言ってたな。スナイパーがうまかった気がする。今回スナイパー持ってないし、物資甘くないね。衝動どこ置いたんだろう。はということで、消えちゃいました。なんか消えちゃったね。切りがいいから終わろうかな、じゃあ配信。なんか消えちゃったし。ネットワーク問題起きました？配信できてるんでも。おそらく配信できてるはず。聞こえるかなこの声。一回ボイチャ出すよ。聞こえてね。じゃあ、配信切ります。ありがとうございました。ちょうどよくね、なんか消えちゃったからこれが。多分時間制限があったのかな消えちゃったから。4000円の使い道は考えるよう OK です。また時に考えるのが一番かなって感じですかね。これ、でもね、多分時間制限があったのかなおそらく。時間制限ありました。ということで、じゃあ今日はね、配信終わろうと思います。また、今日の朝ワンチャンやるから。本当に最近配信できない理由っていうのがね、これ動画にして言うんだけど、ステージ0っていうね、大会、高校生のみの、大会があるからね、そのために練習しているんだけど、それで配信ができない現状にあるから、できるかなって感じですね。5000円なの？麦じゃだって3000円って言ってなかった？ 3000 円と、時々闇にホームライルが、1000円って言ってた気がする。応募終わっちゃったよ。エントリー終わっちゃったよ、エントリー。はい。ステージ0の、参加者のみだけに与えられる、この競技の、ほら、見していいのかなこれ。多分見していいと思う。これがステージ0エントリーした人のみのやつなんです。で、オンライン予選なんだけど、ポイントがゴミなんだよね。トップ15からしか入んないの、ポイントが。だからキルで行くしかないんだよね。初動をキルしたいな。最初が23人と、こっちが22人。上位23人と上位22人だけが決勝に行けます。泣き泣き野郎さん、こんにちは。こんばんはだね、もう。おはようございます。なんて言ったらいいかわかんないけど、おはようございますか。こんばんはかな。ってとこですかね。じゃあ、ちょうどよく切りが良かったということで、配信をね、 起きらせようと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。また、配信、ステージ0終わった後でも、ステージ0やる前でも、久しぶり。最近来てなかったよね。俺プレステ。一生プレステやだで。うん。プレ5来てほしい。それか PC 迷ってる。本当に。はい。じゃあ、ということで、配信を切ろうと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。また、ステージ0やる前かやる後か、まあ、どっちにしろわかんないけど、絶対に配信またするから、その時また来てください。じゃあ、お待ちしております。バイバイ。ごめんなさい、大丈夫だよ。バイバイ。泣き泣きおさん、バイバイ。じゃあ、皆さん、お疲れ様でした。ご視聴最後までありがとうございました。Thank you forever。配信久々すぎて、配信の切り方すら忘れた。どこだっけ？ここだっけ？配信。これだ。GG bro。Goodbye。